Okay, babies, had to get that back together. Boom, boom. So now let's go into the moon cycle reading. So, welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so for this week's moon cycle reading, it is a big one. Tonight is a full moon. I'm going to tell you what you should do during this full moon. Anything that we should pay attention to, universe. And let's start with the channeling. Thank you, universe, for this opportunity to channel on behalf of you. Please bring messages of health, wealth, abundance, balance, and things for our greatest vibrational good only. Please bring us together as a community and in our own self journey as we experience this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are always in a state of gratitude. Okay. So this week we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Five of Cups in reverse, and we have the Seven of Cups. So the energy that's coming across right now is that, so you feel your emotions being pulled in multiple directions, okay? And it's like you're not even sure really this week, for this week specifically, you're not really sure really like what is it that you need to focus on. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm just so upset at work, or oh, love is not doing well, or oh, I'm just my health, or but it just seems kind of like the energy is all over the place. And really what this represents is where you have unconsciously felt bound in the past, by your thoughts, by your feelings, by your understandings of things, limitations in the past. So basically, this is a representation of limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, that cannot bring you your highest intention. And what it's saying here is you have to go within yourself. You have to find a way to fill yourself up, because if you externalize this, if you externalize this energy, it'll really just feel like it's draining you. It'll feel like everything that's coming up, like whatever bothers you, it feels like it drains you. But when you flip that within itself, on itself, then it starts to feel different. It starts to feel like, oh, I'm finally filling myself back up. So we do have a new moon today, and this, or not new moon, sorry y'all. We do have a full moon today, and this full moon is in Cancer. And the moon rules Cancer, so that's a natural placement for the moon. And so this is really a time for action. So this is what I want you to do. Because there's kind of a lot of conflicting things that are coming up for you during this week, tonight, and I mean tonight, on this full moon, what you want to do is you want to write down what those things are that are bothering you, okay? And what are like essentially burdening you. And what you want to do is you want to go outside. You could be inside as well, and burn those. So just write them down, and burn them on the full moon, because you give it out so that it releases out of your life. And that will help you to balance out what's kind of like popping up at you during these times. Okay, so there's also, the dreaded Mercury in retrograde that is happening right now. So we do have this Mercury in retrograde energy that is bouncing back and forth from Capricorn to Aquarius. So Mercury right now is in, let's see, Mercury. We have Mercury in, I think it's Aquarius energy. Let me look at the planets right now. Dear Mercury, where are you? What is your placement? So this energy and this relationship of it bouncing back and forth. First of all, let me explain something to you about Mercury in Capricorn or in Aquarius. Mercury in Capricorn or Aquarius is a very relaxed position. It's pretty much, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's the same type of uncomfortable. If that makes sense, because back in the day, Saturn, which rules Capricorn, initially also ruled Aquarius. Now we have Uranus that rules Aquarius. So the Capricorn part of this Saturn energy that is relating to Mercury is like the structure. So those are things that have to do with work, society, things like that. The Aquarius part is that like, so when I was talking about the structure, that's the challenge to the structure. When I'm talking about Aquarius, it's a challenge to the social hierarchy, social networks, things like that. And as that is growing. So putting those together, we have the Six of Wands, where you just kind of feel like you're just working and working and working. Like, this is a big week where you just feel like, okay, I'm just going to keep on, like, having to keep on keeping on. You know, you're just doing all of this work. It's not really kind of like a relaxing time, or like a time where you feel like you have like, oh, I got all this downtime to do this. No, it's just like, if it's not one thing, it's another thing. You know, if this thing doesn't need your attention, this next thing needs your attention as well. Okay. And so we also have this Five of Pentacles. So this is kind of bringing in your question of, is what you're doing for money what makes you happy? Or does it kind of like steal your soul, essentially? Does it take too much from you than what you feel like it's worth? And that's more of a mental thing. And you have to make a decision to be the person that you want to be. So if you decide, hey, I don't like how things are going, you then have to make an executive decision of, okay, well, what is the next path? Now, if you feel like, hey, I do like things are going, you also have to make an executive decision to be like, well, you know what? I'm not going to complain about the little stuff, you know, because I actually like where this is going. We also have the World. So ultimately, what you're doing and what you're working towards brings more opportunities in the long run. But there's this strong theme of delayed gratification. Now, let's get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, you really feel like you're like out in front and you have to like put out fires, or you need to like be the main person to pay attention to this or pay attention to that. And that energy is coming because we have this waning gibbous in Leo. So it's just like, hey, you know, you did what you need to do, but you got to keep following through. You got to keep following through. And the Seven of Pentacles is giving you that energy that it is going to work out. It's going to be a positive thing, that, you know, all of these things that are happening. Even think about it. You have to go outside and you have to do yard work or something like that. You don't want to do that. But you know, the positive part is like, ooh, you like the way it makes your lawn look. It makes you feel really good. It means that when you have to go do the lawn work next week, it's not too bad because you've already paid your dues there. So think about it like this. Every time that you get up and have to handle something that maybe you don't feel like handling, but you do anyway, it makes it easier for the next time. But this really King of Cups that's popping out is saying the most important part is that you need to be in control of your feelings. These little situations and scenarios are only popping up in your life to give you an opportunity to review how you respond to things and how you react to things and what it is that like fuels you. So it may look like on the outside, oh, why does my kitchen sink broken, or something random? Oh, why does this happen to me? But really it's, hey, when things stress me out, how do I cope on the inside? Hey, when I see a problem in front of me, what is my first thing to do? Is it to solve the problem? Is it to give up? Is it to avoid the problem? Anytime that something is uncomfortable, it works on you to make you better, because then you can take these same kind of things, these same kind of difficult situations, and apply them at another time. Okay. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see what else is coming up with the week. So that's really what's going to kind of be pulling on you for that. Let me see. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Towards Friday, you're going to then have this Virgo, this waning gibbous in Virgo. Universe, can you bring us a little bit more perspective about the weekend? What's happening there? What should we be mindful of there? The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, okay. You want to jump out? The Six of Swords and the High Priestess. Listening to your higher self. Listening to your higher self. When you're in a situation that you have to like, you know, you have to do kind of like the boring work or the work you don't feel like doing or something like that, or it's just like things just keep on coming up. They just keep on coming up. You might just think from a small mind or a limited mind of where you're at in that moment. Instead, it's saying like, hey, you have to be able to respond to things, and at the same time still connect to your higher path, your higher purpose, your highest sense of understanding, and things like that. And that Virgo is going into Saturday as well. So babies, ask me any questions that you want to about this upcoming week. You know that you can ask any of the other questions about during our live readings, but stick to this week. We have the Lovers card. I know that most of the questions on your minds, baby, has to do with love. And the Ace of Wands, new actions, new ways of being. So this actually could show up for those who are looking for love right now, or those who are asking about love. This could actually show up in a kind of way of you're being kind of pushed to act in a new way. You're being pushed to bring yourself forward in a new way. You're being pushed to look at love or to interact with love in a new way. Let me see what else. And then we have the Magician card, which is simply saying you create whatever it is you're looking for it to be. It will be because you want it to be. And that's pretty much it. So you don't think about life as happening to you, but think about how you are creating the life that you want. And you have to live out those situations, circumstances, expectations, stuff like that. Okay, babies, we do have some extra time. So if you do want to bring your questions, go ahead and bring them into the chat. Go ahead and put them in the chats, love. And we can do that too. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Go ahead and put those questions in the chats, babies. Hello. Okay. Hello, I'm so happy I was able to catch your stream. If you're doing readings for people, could I have one? I want to know if I'm going in the right direction for my ideal success. Okay. For your ideal success. Okay. Well, let's see. Are they going in the right direction for their ideal success? Are they going in the right direction for their ideal success? Yes. Loud and clear, yes. You got the right feelings when it comes to this. You got the right feelings. It's coming across in the right kind of energy here. So you definitely have the right feelings when it comes to this. I would like to get more insight on communication just in general with every relationship I have. Can they get some more? Thank you, universe. We live in a state of gratitude, optimism, and happiness. Can they get some more insight on the... Oh, thank you, baby. Can they get some more insight on the communication that they have in every one of their relationships? So anything that may be overlapping for them, give them some insight. The Knight of Swords. It's basically saying, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. So if you're having your interactions with people, try not to overthink the energy of what it's coming off as. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're more... And the Ten of Cups. Yeah, things when it comes to communication, it's pretty much good. It's good for you. But if you overthink it, you might create something to be bigger than what it actually is. Like, disagreeing with someone is completely okay. But, if someone is just rude, that would, essentially be a problem. But this is basically saying that things are actually better than what they appear to be. And I'll do the next one too. Okay. Let's see. I feel like there's something important from my past that I'm forgetting, ignoring. Any guidance? Is there something important from their past that they need to be aware of? Thank you, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there something that they need to be aware of, that they should pay attention to? Okay. The Chariot. Things that you had to work very hard towards. So it's saying almost like, are you able to celebrate your wins easily? Do you really take the time to go back and pay attention to those moments in your life that like you did a fantastic job and literally cheer you on? Do you get to have that? Do you get to be celebrated? Because if that's kind of the energy that's coming across, that the moment that you can actually focus more on you, on yourself, on the things that you do well, the more balanced you feel. Don't always feel, especially towards the end of the week when that moon goes into Virgo, sometimes Virgo energy can be like, I see the problem and I want to work towards the solution. And once it's done, you work towards the next problem. But take a little break there and still recognize the times where things are going well. Recognize the times where you did a good job. Recognize the times where you need to be bigged up and your energy needs to be bigged up as well. And so that's something that you should pay attention to. So take some time to celebrate your self-love. Let me see. Okay, what else? Okay, Leslie, I would love to know what I need to work on. Okay. Universe, is there anything that Leslie needs to work on during this week, during this time? Anything, universe? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Justice. Ooh. And the Page of Swords. So I'm seeing something that has to do with like knowing what is worth your time mentally. Like, and if it is worth your time, if something is worth your time, then put your mind into it. If something is not worth your time, you know, if it's not essentially the right thing to do, then do not put your thought into it. But your mind is super moldable right now at this time. And if something pops up in your life that is like disturbing you or irritating you or something like that, and you allow your mind to just focus on that, it will grow and it's not the right thing for you. But if you do see something that maybe you already have going on in your life or that is just popping up in your life and it feels like the right thing for you, then focus your mind onto that. That's what the universe is saying. Like, focus your mind on the things that are worth your time. Okay, let's see. I have self-growth goals for 2022. Ooh, I love that, baby. Is there something I should know / be aware of to nurture and provide myself in helping with my growth? I love that question. Let's switch the deck. Is there something that they should know for Lindsay? Is there something that they should know as they are working towards their growth 2022 goals that will help them? That will help them nurture these goals, that will help them bring them into light, that will bring light into it. I have a higher purpose. I am worthy. I am authentic. I am wild and free. So it's saying that these goals you have are deeply connected to your highest purpose of why you feel like you were born. So the goals that you have, you're saying like, hey, this is my big picture of like, this is what I want to leave as my legacy. And you're finally stepping up and saying, I'm worthy of the accomplishments that come because I build into myself, because I grow these things. Then you have, I am authentic. What you're working on now is feeling like, is this me? You know, you have your dreams and you have your goals, but you want to start, or you're trying to work towards expressing it on the outside, and you're asking yourself, is this me? is this me? Is this me? But ultimately, the process is one in which you are finding freedom. So the more that you can have fun, the more that you can just be yourself, the more you can relax into yourself, you don't have to take it so serious. So this is basically saying, don't take it so serious. If you're going towards your goals, just let them happen. You know, do what you can, but have fun. Like, that's the best part of that energy. And I will take, oh, you're welcome, baby. I will take one more question, y'all. I will take one more question here. And I'm just going to shuffle this deck. I'm going to give y'all an opportunity to post your question. I will take one more question. One more question. Okay, thank you, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I'll let you all post your question. Okay. I'll give you a couple more seconds. If nobody posts, then I'll go ahead and look at a previous question. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Spirit let me know I was ready. So I ended a relationship and now I'm moving into a phase in my life where I'm becoming friends with myself. What should I know to become closer to myself? I love that. What should I know to become closer to myself? What should I know to become closer to myself? That's what they're asking. What should they know to become closer to themselves? I embrace change. So right now, it's a lot on you to have to end the relationship and to have to move on and to work on yourself. Because a lot of times people will end a relationship, get in another relationship so that they don't have to work on themselves. But embrace the change. Even if it feels uncomfortable, embrace it. Even if it feels new and exciting, embrace it. Even if you're still going with, going through certain motions, be there and understand that you are worthy. You're worthy. You let go of something that didn't serve you and serviced you because that's what you needed to do. And you let that go. And that's a part of the path. And one more card. You are lovable. So do not think that because this ended, that in some way or reason, it reflects the future of how you will be in other relationships or things like that. So how you're getting closer to yourself is saying thanks to yourself, I'm lovable, I'm worthy, I'm enjoying this change. And really just fall in love with yourself, fall in love with this time that you have with yourself, fall in love with this person you're becoming, because as you change, new things about you will open up and it will show you new places to fall in love. And I'm not just talking about falling in love with another person. I'm saying falling in love with life, falling in love with the path, falling in love with something, some creative pursuit and things like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's moon cycle reading. And of course, the perks of watching live is that you get to get some of your questions answered. So the moon cycle readings happen weekly. I have special guests that are my sisters that they come on, as well as the live readings on Monday, and there are weekly pick cards. So I cannot wait until the next time. And if you would like a reading with me, you can go to arrayreadings.com and you can fill out the form there. I am very, very booked up because it's very high demand. So right now I'm doing first come, first serve. And as things open up, I will reach out to you to give you an opportunity for that reading, babies. So I had a great time. Cannot wait to see you next time. And if you want to see me during the week, stop by Reiki Healing Hope because I'm there every night. Okay. Well, love you, love you, love you. See you next time. Bye. See you.